changed. Should I go?
I think so.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Match of the Week. This is week 10 and our final week before playoffs. So let's get into it. Yeah. We have Spencer and Cyb3r this week. Spencer and Cyb3r are very much rivals within the SBL league. Just some little statistics for you before we start off these team sheets here. Spencer has actually won 6 times against Cyb3r. Cyb3r winning 3, so they've played 9 total times. Their match percentage is 66 to 33, which is a little bit kind of sparred. But the game wise, it's actually really close. It's almost 50-50. So if we just look at the games, it's quite close.
Yeah, their sets usually go down to the wire, but up until season 4, Spencer was kind of living rent free in Cyb3r's head. So things have gotten more even over time, but it's still pretty back and forth.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, let's get into these teams. So for Spencer has Typhlosion. Choice Spec Typhlosion. We've actually seen that quite a bit in Reg G. I mean, granted, not this Typhlosion, but kind of interesting to see that thing can definitely hit for some damage with Eruption if it's fast enough. Yeah, we see 3 fire moves and a Focus Blaster. Sometimes in the league we like to call Focus Miss, just because it has that 70%, so it likes to miss a lot. For Serena, pretty normal moveset, I would say, from what we've seen from Spencer. That triple axle with the wide lens, wanting all 3 of those to hit, knock off, protect, and power whip, for some good stab. Golduck with the expert belt, you see a couple fighting move, Vacuum Wave, which is kind of interesting to see, and then Hydro Pump and Muddy Water. With that expert belt, for that super effective damage, it's going to be hitting quite tough. Regilucky is an interesting set this week. Supercell Slam, a physical move on usually a special attacker. Very, very interesting. So it looks like it's mixed this week with that Terra type Ice and Terra Blast, being able to hit everything, either super effective or neutral.
Right, that bolt beam coverage.
Exactly. Gothitelle running a somewhat standard set for Spencer. I mean, granted, usually heal pulse, but Spencer went with the Imprison Trick Room this week, which is pretty interesting. And then also that Helping Hand to help out its allies. And one thing that we have not seen this season from Spencer is Cloth. We have that Cloth Anger Shell with weakness policy, so that thing is going to hit like a truck if it gets hit with super effective. Yeah, Rock Slide.
Spencer's been teasing me with these Cloth sets all season. He's been DMing me with these dumb Cloth sets, and they never make it in. But this time, it's like red alert. This is not a drill. This is Cloth week
for it, and he brought it. Whether he'll bring it to the actual match, you may never know.
Remains to be seen. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. We'll see what Spencer and his trusty Cloth have to contend with over on Cyb3r's team. Yes. And this is looking like a pretty strong squad from Cyb3r. He's been doing really well running this Tyranitar, who really appreciates the Trick Room that his team can set up. And I mean, it's ended up either at the top of the KD leaderboard or near the top for the entire season because of that. This thing just puts out so much damage. He's got Dusknoir there to set up the Trick Room for him. He's got some good coverage in Ice Punch, Rock Slide, and Knockoff, and then the Clear Amulet so he can ignore Intimidate. Although, as a side note, Spencer didn't even bring Gyarados, so there's no Intimidate to deal with. It's so weird.
That is weird.
But it looks like Cyb3r's gone pretty hard into the Trick Room, bringing in the classic Vikavolt, nicknamed Shrug Thug, because shout out to you, boy. But also a veteran of one of Ethan's teams, so we got some Vikavolt appreciators in the stream right now, and that thing can really complement the Tyranitar really well, because it's got the electric half of the Bolt Beam coverage, and then it's also a special attacker to help complement the strong physical attack that you get from Tyranitar. But the really cool thing from Cyber here, he's not even though he's got a really strong Trick Room set up here, if you look at his other two, his Excadrill and his Zapdos Galar, another Shrugmon by the way, both of those, he's got the Choice Scarf and he's got Sand Rush, so he's got a really strong set of attackers there who will work really well with Tyranitar as well. So I think that Cyber's put together a really strong squad here to help deal with what Spencer's put out here. We'll see if that curveball of no Gligar, no Gyarados is gonna throw a wrench into his plans, and the fact that Spencer's got that imprisoned Trick Room also could prove to be difficult, because not a lot of people have had enough to fully deny Trick Room, but it looks like Cyber might actually have some trouble getting it up this time. But with that said, I think that we're ready to go here, right? We got a big match ahead of us, so let's go ahead and see what we got.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, the not bringing the Intimidate Gyarados or the Gliscor, Gliscor.
Yeah.
You know, kind of been Spencer staples this season. So, you know, not bringing them is kind of interesting. And, you know, whether it throws Cyber for a loop or maybe a detriment to Spencer. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think it should be really interesting. One thing on Spencer's team, so he didn't bring Gyarados, he brought Golduck instead, and it's Expert Belt with Vacuum Wave. The Vacuum Wave is really interesting because that could proc the weakness policy. I'm curious if he's
I didn't think about that.
He might have set it up so like with the Expert Belt, maybe he hits a calc where he can proc Anger Shell and weakness policy possibly. I don't want to speak too soon on that.
Oh, I mean, we just kind of saw him almost click.
But he's not ready for it.
Yeah. I mean, he almost clicked Golduck Cloth together, so that kind of makes me think that it's both of them.
Yeah, he's got it on his mind, but it looks like he might be going a different way for the first match.
I'd love to see the calc on Golduck Vacuum Wave into T-Tar with Expert Belt. I mean, that may actually kill.
That's interesting, because even if it's not, even if it doesn't fully kill, if you're just baiting the Terra out, that's kind of already a lot of value for a not amazing Pokemon like Golduck to do for the team.
Oh, 100%.
Wow, that's interesting. This is a little bit aggressive from Cyber, I feel like, starting out with the Tyranitar next to the potential Trick Room setup. I don't know if he'll feel safe doing it in front of Gothitelle, but I guess we'll see how this lead matchup plays out.
Definitely. Yeah, I may be. Wait, let me see if I can do Expert Belt. But you know, to be honest, I did the calc, and I'm seeing 35 to 44. So I don't know if this thing would OHKO per se, but
yeah, I guess so Cloud9's gonna get rid of the special defense boost at least, but it's also like it's a non-stab move from Golduck with the 40 base
with
power.
stab though, because it is Terra Fighting.
Oh, it is Terra Fighting.
76 to 93.
Wow. Huge fake out. Supercell Slam not going to be enough to deny the Trick Room, but stopping the Tyranitar from moving this turn is pretty nice. Ultra Bug, yeah. That's not. Oh, that's close to killing, but not quite. It looks like Spencer got the right EV spread on this thing, because he was able to live that and the Sandstorm chip. Still, I don't know what to think about this board position, because Gothitel's still going to be pretty threatened by Tyranitar, and that makes.
I mean, it does have a Colder Berry, so it is a little bit.
That does help a lot. That is kind of one thing.
A Poltergeist may hurt quite a bit, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that that Cyber left the Gothitelle alone, honestly. But let's see. Yeah, no Shadow Sneak on the Dusknoir, so there's nothing to directly threaten Regieleki. It's gonna get a Volt Switch off, taking out Dusknoir and saving itself for offensive pressure later on. Oh wait, no, the Life Orb, the Death Orb! That's gonna secure the differential, but that it's a little unfortunate not having that attacking power in the deck. And the Imprison as well.
Does Gothitelle have Protect? No, it does not, so Cyber still can protect the opponent.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty huge denial, because especially now you got, it looks like the offense from Sarina coming out, which that's something that you definitely want to protect in front of. I mean, Sarina's just really nice because it's got like a pretty good offensive presence with like right now it's got grass, ice, and dark coverage, and then it's also pretty tanky. So you can't just like, you have to have something really strong, like a Zapdos Galar, I suppose, to help deal with it. This is actually a bit of a tough spot on Spencer's side, possibly. He might be forced to Terra, or he's just gotta really respect that Zapdos Galar could one-shot with Sarina.
I mean, yeah, this thing is Choice Scarf, and it hits like an absolute truck, so it could, you know, get an attack off, get an attack off, and have a crazy attack again.
Yeah, I mean, because it's already like base 100 speed, so it would already outspeed Sarina, but then you slap a Choice Scarf on it, and it's outspeeding basically everything. I don't know if it's fast enough for Regieleki now that I think about it, but you don't have to worry about that this game.
Exactly. We are seeing the Terra from Spencer, so a flying move will not be super effective anymore.
Right, and with how tanky Sarina is, it shouldn't get one-shot by a neutral hit. And the Helping Hand as well.
Oh, this Helping Hand is about to do some damage. Oh, with the U-turn. Okay.
So who's coming in? I didn't actually see what move Spencer selected or what he targeted into.
I believe it would have been Triple Axel into Zapdos, but you know, I don't know for sure. Oh,
yeah,
it was.
Okay. And this might. Oh, okay, that was a crit. Okay. That's like the worst hit to get a crit on, though. Like, if you'd gotten that on hit number 3, that might have been a KO. But Vikavolt able to tough that out. But Vikavolt without Trick Room, it's a little bit tougher. Oh, but the knockoff! That's actually super smart, because Sarina carrying the Wide Lens, because it's running 2 moves with pretty shaky accuracy. Taking that off could severely reduce Sarina's utility going into the rest of this game.
I mean, that's what Spencer tried to do against me when I faced him with Mousehold. You know, as long as you can get that Wide Lens off of those attackers that don't have very much accuracy, then you know those moves start to miss and add up.
Yeah, because that 90 accuracy on Triple Axel, when you're rolling that 3 times to get like the full power out of the move, you can definitely end up getting 1 or 2 hits, sometimes even just completely missing, and all of a sudden you're just not nearly as strong.
I believe it's 72% after that. At that point, to hit all 3. So
I think so.
Starts to be focused.
Yeah. Oh, and now we've got the Terra Ghost coming out. Very strong option from Tyranitar to help it remove its main weakness. And you don't really have to work. Oh, but the knockoff! You read it?
With the knockoff lead.
That's huge.
That is
That's so
crazy.
much damage. Man. But it looks like Vikavolt gets the chance to move and remove Sarina.
There you go. I mean, I think that is definitely by far the biggest thing on the biggest, you know, offense on the field right now, because Gothitelle does not have a damaging move. So.
Yeah, that's a big thing. This is like a full support Gothitelle. We've seen in previous Spencer matches that that it'll pack something like Psychic and it can do some pretty decent damage, but right now it's just full in on this Helping Hand set, and then Imprison Trick Room to block that out.
Wow.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, I think a Helping Hand Eruption right now is gonna. I mean, I think it's may sweep the entire game having that in the back.
Yeah, and I mean, with the specs on that, that's like that's a lot of damage, and there's not really much that Cyber can do to stop this with what he's got on the field right now.
Exactly.
I'm curious. So does he go for the eruption to guarantee taking these guys out? He does. So the scary thing there is now the power of eruption is going to get reduced by both the sandstorm chip and when Zapdos comes in, it's going to be able to move first. So that's a tough spot to be in.
Exactly. But with Trick Room going up,
wait, but
it's
the
not
Trick
moving
Room,
first
that's
anymore.
so smart. That is such a smart pick. Because, originally, the Gothitelle was there to deny the Dusknoir setting up Trick Room. But all of a sudden, when it's to Spencer's advantage, he's able to just flip that on its head and bring out the Trick Room. And now he's got an Eruption at full HP with Choice Specs and Helping Hand.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't think this Zapdos is surviving much longer.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, we've seen that one a lot in Reg H. The Specs Typhlosion taking.
I am quite notorious for running Typhlosion Hisui Eruption Choice.
And you're the only one who does it without making it cringe somehow. Who's
No, with the Whimsicott Prankster Tailwind, it kind of is, or Prankster Tailwind, or if you're just faster, Prankster Sunny Day, and then that Oko is almost everything.
Yeah, it's some huge damage, and that really paid off for Spencer there. Great maneuvering with the speed control to be able to get first being faster than Cyber's side of the field, and then doing it with Trick Room and being slower, therefore going before Cyber's team. That was just great. Let's 100%. see what the music choices. Academy Ace Tournament. It's not Nemona Battle Theme 2, but we'll take it.
I mean, we're going to see how Cyber adapts to that, but I would think that an extra drill coming maybe, help quite a bit for that speed control. I mean, hopefully not allowing Gothitelle to set up Trick Room, but once this...
It's really interesting. This Gothitelle really throws a wrench into the works, because I was talking about how strong it was at denying the Trick Room initially, but having the Trick Room option itself to deal with the Choice Scarf and the Sand Rush is actually really next level. But now, wait a minute.
So, I saw
red alert.
Did you see
red
what
alert.
I see?
This is Cloth. Cloth is coming. He's here. We've been waiting all season. We've been waiting since Season 5 for Cloth to take control of the league, and this could be it, folks.
Will Cyber see this vacuum wave weakness policy? I mean, we have seen this quite a bit in terms of little +1 priority setting up.
Yeah. Back in the Dynamax era, that was just the move, and we got the shiny Cloth. He's here and he's blue.
That thing looks cool.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the king is here to claim his crown. It's Cloth, baby. What's he gonna do?
Will Spencer set it up? Or...
Yeah, I guess the tough thing here is, like, Dusknoir can probably just set up Trick Room here for free, and so maybe you don't want the Anger Shell boost yet. This is a little bit scary for old Cloth.
Uh-oh, and he set it up.
Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting so long for this one.
How will Cyber react? That... Oh no.
Oh no, okay. That trainer was kind of how Cyber would be looking.
Cyber kind of looked like T-Type too.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think Cyber would wear a little ghost hat. Oh my gosh, he did! Does get him down to Anger Shell range. But this is going to be the strongest.
We did see a Cyber Terra.
Yeah.
Just for that vacuum.
Special attack.
Oh.
And then he gets the Anger Shell boost and the speed. What's Cloth gonna do? He's got no defenses. He doesn't need them, folks. He's here to fight the Rock Slide. It missed! No! It missed Dusknoir. It didn't even do half to Tyranitar. Oh no!
Too much.
Oh no, guys! I don't think Cloth can do it. Oh no!
I don't think we're gonna see that strategy anymore.
Oh. Guys, help! Cloth couldn't do it. That was probably the worst payoff I've ever seen for a strat.
Hey, no more vacuum wave. He actually cannot use vacuum wave.
Yeah, he's in the face of 2 ghosts. Just do it to Sarina. Who cares?
Might as well at this point.
Oh no. Alright, Sarina protecting. Probably gotta stall out this trick room as long as you can, really. Oh, the Will-O-Wisp pressure.
Wisp.
That's huge.
What is this T-Target doing in the rocks? Oh, and the miss.
Oh no. Alright, Bulldog lives, and okay, he doesn't,
Oh, that
wow.
doesn't kill.
He doesn't kill.
Wow.
He doesn't get flinched, but he doesn't get the kill either. This is
quite
difficult.
surprised.
Oh man, you got 2 guys that you want to hit knockoff onto, but man, you're risking that 85% chance of getting hit by the Will-O-Wisp too. This is not a good spot if you are a Cloth fan. Alright, okay. The Helping Hand, that might help mitigate the burn damage a bit.
If the burn hits. Oh,
maybe
it's a poltergeist.
Interesting. Attacking him with the wide lens this time.
Oh, not doing as much as I would probably hope for.
Yeah,
this
but this
knockoff
might
is
flinch.
probably going to kill here.
This might flinch. And the Helping Hand stays active even after a Pokemon faints.
Ooh,
Wow.
God, that's
Wait a minute. That thing's a tank. All right. So I don't want to speak too soon here or anything.
But it does look like it is
I
going
think
to be a game 3.
I think Cloth Week kind of didn't work out there. Believe it or not. Zimmerman 101. Oh boy. Yeah, this is rough.
I mean, I think you gotta go, E-Wave here and just hope that
Hope a
rock slide miss.
Yeah. That's like your only way back, and even then it's gonna be tough. Because you've still got 2 mystery monsters in the back.
Uh-oh. A single target rock slide here. That's just gonna do some
this
damage.
might be curtains. Knockoff. Oh, he didn't even want to risk the miss. Damn, that almost O-code. Man, that Tyranitar really packs a punch. It doesn't even need super effective damage. Just the stab.
The miss there,
With miss
unfortunate.
too. Oh boy. Well, that went not as well as
Not as well as Spencer probably hoped.
Yeah, that's oh boy. Oh, and we got the Shrug Thug.
Shrug Thug.
Oh no. And I think we still got more trick room to go, so this is just it.
This is looking a little chalked here.
Yeah, this is as chalked can be. There it is. Alright, we're going to game
3.
Game number 3. So that I think Cloth went about as well as Cloth has ever done in the league. Cloth gave everything he had, which it turns out wasn't much. But that's okay. We'll see what adjustments Spencer and his squad make for game number 3. And interestingly, Cyb3r went with the same lead both times. I don't know if that was just Cyb3r felt really confident in that lead no matter what, or if he was expecting some sort of a change-up on Spencer's side. But it seems like it paid off pretty well, because that is a really tanky, hard to remove lead.
Exactly.
And now Spencer going with a complete mix-up on his lead matchup once again. I think that's one thing that that I notice in Spencer's play. I feel like he doesn't just commit to one lead every time. Yes. He's got multiple different game plans for dealing with what his opponent throws at him.
Exactly.
Oh, he's hovering off.
He's very good at that.
He's thinking about it. And Cloth's looking right back at him. He's like, yo, bro, I still got
Let
this.
me in. Let me in.
I can
let
do
me
it.
in.
That
Let
one was
me
a fluke.
in, please.
They got lucky. Oh
They
no.
got lucky.
I'm really surprised that Gothitelle is not coming back though, because I felt like that it was pretty impactful for the first game, but maybe he just felt like seeing the Tyranitar Dusknoir lead, he just didn't want to contend with that.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game 3, you know, because I would say the first game was pretty in favor of Spencer, but the second game was definitely not. So you got to see, this is a very, very close match.
Definitely.
And some interesting people in the stream right now. We got UGS Gaming in the stream.
Oh, let's go! Come on, bros,
Let's
it's
go.
it is
And
so.
of course, good old Teasem in the chat.
Yeah.
He's actually on the field right now.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Neverman 101 is
That's
on
so
the field. Interesting.
But this is really interesting. So does well, I guess since we got Golduck on the field, Excadrill's not going to outspeed the Typhlosion. So this could actually be a really scary spot for Cyber, because this Sand Core up front is like, these are his two strongest guys.
Definitely. And also this vacuum wave, you know, it's very, very threatening.
Yeah, so that might force a Terra right from the get-go, and then you're going to be vulnerable to the Terra Fire Choice Specs Eruption.
Is going to hit like a truck.
Yeah, I don't think that he can stop this either. We do have the Terra. Oh no. And it's Excadrill. Right.
This is an interesting one.
There it goes. He does have the Focus Sash, so he is going to live the Eruption, but... Oh, and the Protect. Great play. He might be making the absolute most out of this this scary lead matchup, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, what does high horsepower would go really nice.
Yeah, high horsepower could, if it doesn't remove Typhlosion, it's at least gonna severely be. Wait, Muddy Water and outspeeds. Yeah, the Golduck outspeeding is actually enormous, because now you're still staring down this Choice Specs Terra Fire Typhlosion. Holy shit. Well, now it's gonna get some Sand Chip. Oh wait, no, it won't, because of the Cloud9. Oh my god, wow. Spencer just thought of everything.
This animation that Sand is still on the field is throwing me for a loop of
Yeah, I saw the Sand, but yeah, okay. Well, this is the answer to Typhlosion.
You know, we may see a switch out here. You know, not wanting to get hit because it is locked into that eruption. So
right.
You know, once it does get hit with maybe a CC, it's not going to do very much damage.
Definitely. But it looks like maybe Spencer's playing some mind games, because he's staying in.
I mean, this vacuum wave, 4 times effective vacuum wave, is still on the field. And it could still hit T-Target as well.
And no Terra option. That could be really impactful. Oh wait, we're seeing the switch and the Muddy Water. Okay. If this is a Brave Bird, then Sarina's just gonna get completely moved, though.
Yeah, that's not gonna be. I mean, because both are gonna be just as effective. So you know, he may have actually gone for a Brave Bird to predict a switch in or something.
Right. Oh, and with the Fable in the back. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, and the Brave Bird.
Big Brave Bird. And that's an Oko! That is an Oko, folks. Goodbye,
Can you get an Oko?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it's too late. It's too late. It's over. Okay, the Muddy Water connects with both, but it very importantly does not get the accuracy drop on either. Would have been both good and bad against the Zapdos.
Oh yeah, that's would have been even stronger than it already is, thanks to the time.
Okay, wait, we did get the Oko animation. Sorry, I was watching the the Spencer stream. And,
did we?
I had the J-Dog stream. Okay. This is interesting though. So, I think that Choice Scarf Zapdos still can't outspeed Regieleki. Might be wrong on that, but I actually...
really good at predicting, so he could have possibly predicted that this Zapdos would have been scarfed and
Right.
try to speed creep it.
Right, and that could be really huge. If he did get greedy, then he might end up paying for it. But let's see.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, into
Right, just completely removing the option for Follow Me, and knowing that the Zapdos can only Brave Bird right now. And Golduck lives? Wow. This could be really tough.
You gotta hope that this. Oh yeah, and then since he held the hand, gave him what he wanted, so this Zapdos was sitting around.
Right. Oh, that is difficult. And Zapdos is locked into Brave Bird, so it can't protect itself from whatever Spencer wants to throw at it.
This is very interesting. I mean, these are Cyber's last 2 mons versus Spencer's 3.
Yeah.
And he's got a full HP Eruption Typhlosion in the back. So
right. Oh, and we got the much promised Vacuum Wave.
Yeah, playing with no Terra. This may be it.
This definitely could be curtains. We'll see if things play out differently. Wow. That's a huge chunk of damage. And there goes. Yeah, there goes Zapdos.
Are we gonna see a Rock Slide here? Is the question.
Oh, actually, the Volt Switch. That's a little bit scary because now you have to switch in.
Oh. And if a Rock Slide comes, this is really,
potential Rock Slide that actually could be pretty bad. We'll see what move Knockoff takes out the specs and takes down the HP. This still could be really difficult. If it had been a Rock Slide, this actually could have been a huge reversal. This is still anybody's game at this point, but I think that Spencer's got an edge because he's got 2 Pokemon to kind of play around with up front, and then he's still got Regieleki in the back, so he's gonna have speed advantage. Oh,
no
and he's got another
by Spencer. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's probably just like, I just need to get some damage down with anything. This might actually, this might KO right here. Yeah, the Vacuum Wave chip was enough to bring it all the way down.
That Vacuum Wave was not doing as much as we originally thought, but still doing some damage. It was still
some pretty meaningful impact, and just in general, taking out the sand boost also paid off a lot for the team.
Exactly. That Cloud9 was very, very well done by Spencer.
Right.
It's helped him quite a bit. You know, last week it was helping him that Cloud9, and this week too.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those abilities where it's only useful in a small subset of your matchups, but where it's useful, it's very useful. Oh, we got Cloth on the big screen.
We got Cloth on
the MVP of the week, honestly.
Absolutely.
He could not be further from it, but GG's, Cyber.
Yeah, GG's.
Well, I think fans in the chat were pretty hyped for Cloth. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I think Spencer, you first. How well did Cloth do relative to your expectations?
You know, I was confident I could get the Vacuum Wave setup off. Would I get like a lead that would make it really good? No, I was not so confident. He ended up missing the Rock Slide anyway, so it kind of about as predictable as Cloth could get. He gets his big moment, he's got +3 attack, and then he just whiffs. So probably like about as expected.
Tyranitar.
5. It was pretty much per expectation with the kid. I tried.
Well, okay, so now Cyber on your end, when you saw the Cloth lead, were you scared? Were you like, oh my god, this guy's gonna cook me? Or were you like, oh, this is a free game?
No, so I thought about Cloth in prep, and I wasn't that scared game 2 because I was like, the Trick Room beats Cloth because it's got the Anger Shell ability, so it's like, if I can set up the Trick Room, then him getting like the speed boost and the minus defense, I think would only help me. So I wasn't, like, I was more scared of that on a fast lead, because if he'd called me with Cloth on like a fast lead, then I think it would put in like mad work on the team. So I was happy to see it there. Yeah, I did not expect the vacuum wave weakness policy set. That was pretty scary. I wasn't sure how much damage it was going to do to the guys.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
not
be
that
honest,
much.
when I
Maybe
calculated,
half.
it was doing a lot more than what it actually did.
Well, it's +3. It's max like attack. He would have been good into like Tatsu. I thought Scarf Tatsu I could have maybe caught off guard with some like fast leads. But he ended up running Scarf Zapdos, which was super good. That was like very scary mon to deal with. So Clough just didn't really have a ton of great leads that he can match up into.
Yeah, go figure. I think it was it was definitely like a tough battle for Clough, as many battles for Clough are. But you know, we're proud of our boy that he was able to make it on the big stage, even if it was for a pretty big L.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm surprised you didn't try to outspeed you know, try to speed creep Golduck with Excadrill.
I just had an adamant Excadrill. It was basically max speed.
I mean, not
Well,
max.
I checked, and it was that if you do a max speed Excadrill with Adamant, you're 1 speed faster than a Lucky. So then that was the idea with that lead, was I was just gonna
Yeah.
hard call the T-Tar Excadrill, and that hard call beats it because it's like you just pair the water and fire. It's a very strong Golduck. It's very fast. I was like, okay, if he goes Adamant Excadrill, this works. If it's Jolly Excadrill, I just lose probably, was kind of what I was calling. But I was pretty confident he would go Adamant. It made a lot of sense. He would want that power, so I just kind of
Yeah.
called it. And then I figured he'd be like a little caught off guard that Golduck was even had speed to begin with. So
right. Yeah,
Well, no, honestly, I wasn't sure, but it's kind of one of those things. Like, so going into game 3, I was thinking, basically, I'll go fast mode. But the one way I would struggle, I was like, is if I literally thought like Golduck Typhlosion. I was like, is how I'd lose this lead. But I had a feeling, I was like, I don't think you would call it because I was going so hard in Trick Room, and I feel like it was kind of doing good. Game 1, you had a good play to take that one. But I feel like my setup was still pretty strong game 1. So I felt like you'd be a little. So I thought you wouldn't go for that, but then you called it. So that was a good call because that's like the one way you'd beat my fast mode, I think, really hard. And then, yeah,
I
when
knew
it
I
came to
was
the
like
play,
if Zapdos lead would have been really bad. Like I knew like that was the one combo that would have helped those two work, was what I was thinking, and I just
yeah,
like got it. So it ended up like letting Typhlosion kind of take over, and then
I didn't
just
know if you'd have a faster Golduck or not, but I was kind of thinking like you. I was thinking you might have, but I didn't know. I felt like I still had to play for the vacuum wave because I think that like from your perspective, uh, it wouldn't be unreasonable to go for a vacuum wave in that spot. Obviously, the Terra is scary,
Mhm.
but with the speed Terras being up in the air, so I still went for that play. Also, there's a chance Muddy Water misses, but
Oh yeah, well I got
but I
scared. I
mean,
thought it was. I was gonna be so sad. It's like I get the lead, I get the call, and then it's like it missed. I would have been pretty. Honestly, though, that's kind of why Vacuum Wave worked anyway, because it's like it was for the Cloth setup, but then I kept thinking about it, it's like it really is kind of like pretty nice on him because it's like it pressures T-Tar, it pressures Excadrill, it kind of like lets Golduck be this like threat when it really normally isn't, and then Cloud9 ended up being super nice because it's like I wanted Typhlosion to do really good, and it's like if I could get rid of the Sandspit F boost and kind of pin T-Tar a bit, and like I thought that I could make Typhlosion work against the team, and I ended up going Specs, which I don't regret. It was worse against Zapdos, but I figured it was the correct choice to maximize my potential with them.
yeah. Well, I think one thing that really impressed us here in the booth was that game 1 speed control was just super good because originally you got Gothitelle there denying Trick Room, and then when you need it to get your speed against the Zapdos, then you had the option of flipping it, so then you're still able to go first with the eruption. I thought that was really huge for closing out that game.
I thought I would catch Will off guard. I kind of like stumbled into that situation though, because Gothcell ended up not being very good. It wasn't a good set. I didn't really want to bring it, but then I wanted something to like make it seem like I cared about Trick Room. Like I was like, I wanted to have some presence, like I could stop Trick Room, which is what Gothcell was for. And then it ended up being kind of a sitting duck because I didn't really give it anything to do a lot of the turns, so it was just helping handing randomly. But then it's like that one turn I realized if like Will doesn't protect here, I can actually flip it and stop the Zapdos endgame from winning, because it's like I think it was just like if I killed both, Zapdos came in and I lost. So I was like, I just gotta hope he like lets me get this Trick Room off, and maybe it'll work out.
yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind, like when you had that Gothitelle, that was like my strategy was what you said. Like I was immediately like, okay, I'm gonna ignore this thing the whole time. I don't think I care about the helping hand boost. Like I think that's all right for me. But because I was like I wrote it off like turn 1 as like I'm not gonna worry about it. when that turn like came up, I just wasn't thinking about it, and so like I definitely did did catch me off guard with that trick room. That was a really good play.
I went
'Cause
for. I was
just
like, this is it. This is the
I was
one
like,
way.
immediately I was like, dang. I thought to myself like, yeah, I should have just protected one of those guys because there wasn't any real loss in doing so. You know, then it would, if the trick room got set, then it's like I'd have my guys to fight in it, and if it doesn't, it's like Zapdos is there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it wasn't necessarily over, by the way, because I think you still would have been able to trick room and 2v1 Zapdos if you didn't set like if you
I just assumed Zapdos O-code, but he may not have. I
I
guess.
don't
for a CC and choice spec eruption.
Well, I wouldn't have choiced into.
he would have heat waved.
Oh, you
I would have
weren't
heat
close
waved.
yet?
If I didn't come up with the trick room play, I was gonna heat wave. But then I realized when I came up with the trick room play, I was like, I could probably just eruption. Which honestly, I could have heat wave still, and probably would have been better because then maybe I could have like got a. If Will had protected Vikavolt, maybe I live a Vikavolt hit and I could redo this sequence and still potentially win. But I don't know. I just figured eruption was fine if I'm gonna set trick room. Was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that-
I don't think I would Oko the Typhlosion there.
Really?
I don't think so.
I have no bulk, so I don't really. I kind of didn't really know, so I just kind of.
Yeah. Either
with
way,
it.
like it was an interesting sort of way to close out that first game. But yeah, overall it was a set worthy of the ESPN stream. I think that was a great way to kind of close out our main season, and now I guess both of you are already locked for playoffs. So you guys are probably looking forward to getting your hands dirty there, huh?
Well, I was happy to give Typhlosion some reps before playoffs, I guess you could say. I never used it. Had trouble finding an opportunity for it and it ended up impressing me. So I guess that's good. And if it ends up being useful in the playoffs, I'll have some prep with it. But definitely ready for the playoffs. Should be interesting. Hope I
Right.
don't have to face Will again. That won't be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll just face Joel for the second time.
Yeah.
Yep, that is probably what will happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's an established track record for that, so why break the
Joel
streak?
first round.
Cyber, were you caught off with the 6? Like no Gyarados, no Sylveon, no
I definitely thought the one. Well, yeah, I was caught off guard by all of them, but the one that was the most was Gliscor because I think Gliscor has like
no
a really good
Gliscor.
matchup. So I had a lot of ice coverage. I thought Gliscor would definitely have been coming.
It was
Right.
considered for sure.
I didn't think Passimian would come, but the rest were all definitely like I thought it would come.
I
I
think
didn't
everyone.
actually think Golduck would come.
Well,
But I mean,
yeah. Well, I kind of decided I Golduck like Typhlosion was really good, and then I was already committed to bring Cloth, so kind of just wanted to bring the Pokemon that like let those three do the best they could. I just decided that was kind of like my like backbone, Serena, like Gothtail guys, and then like Regilucky to like hold that speed tier for me still, and then it's like kind of couldn't fit in like Gliscor was kind of like in the middle there, and like some of the other guys.
well, the other thing that really got me was the Terra Ice. I know you'd ran that before and it's been talked about, but I saw you kind of went away from it for a bit, and I thought that you wouldn't like it that much against my team. But so that's because Zapdos. I wasn't gonna do Terra Ground if I thought you were gonna do Terra Blast Ice, because then I couldn't lead it. That's why it was hard to lead, was because I was like a guaranteed like Oko. I think if you Terra Ice.
Well, Lucky was good. Well, initially I was like fighting Terra Blast, but then it's like I just decided that like a Lucky needed to find a way to Oko Zapdos, or like this would never work. And it's like if you go to a Terra that resists or is immune to Electric, Ice just covers it. Ice always works. And it's like if you went to something neutral, I was actually still pretty confident I could potentially kill with like a Life Orb. And if not, I have Helping Hand like scattered on the team to potentially just like if it's a Scarf Zapdos, like lock it up, like guarantee I don't have to So that's kind of why I just ended up on Terra Ice. I was like, it's safer, even though like I know like fighting could be nice for drill or fighting could be good for T-Tar. That's kind of I just decided to play it safe, and I think it was worth it in the long run.
Yeah, it was a good one. That was definitely better.
Very cool.
Supercell Slam scared me. I don't know if I'm ever running that move again. That thing is
Yeah.
scary.
I was a little doubtful on that, but was that just to not have to deal with the special defense boost on T-Tar or something?
It helps with that. It helps with Tatsu. It can no-ko a Tatsugiri because his defense is a lot lower than his SPDF. So that was like another, like if he ran Scarf Tatsu, I could just like Supercell Slam it. I figured if I'm only using Supercell Slam to like Scarf Mons or like Clefable, like which is my plan, then it's like I don't necessarily care about them protecting and it missing and damaging me. I just have to like hope I don't get super unlucky with like a 5% miss.
Right. Yeah, and I mean with Supercell Slam, it's like super unlucky on the 5%.
Well, that's a brutal one. That's that
Recoil.
high horsepower miss. Like Supercell Slam will give you a run for your money, man. Like
Yeah.
that's a bad one.
Yeah, that's a special kind of bad luck. But but yeah, that is a really interesting type of bring because yeah, you usually just see the special set, maybe some Electro Web in there, but it seemed like the Supercell Slam logic makes sense after you explain it.
Yeah, it needs explained for sure. Did anyone know Golduck got Vacuum Wave before today? Because I didn't know till like I found it. I was like, did you like?
I did not.
Because I don't
I
know.
guarantee you though, Adrian was probably like, "Yeah, this is known."
Well, like I don't know how that was known because this is news to me. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, he gets Vacuum Waveable moves. Like why?
Yeah. Like
Not even
if you had
just like
talked
goofy.
about doing self-proc weakness policy with Golduck, I would have been like, oh, like you're aqua jetting or something like that. But it's like no,
Dude, you don't-
vacuum wave.
Well, I considered like flip turn, but then it's like, oh wait, why don't I just do Vacuum Wave, right? And then I even ran. I had to run minus SPDF cloth so that it always did 50% or more. Like it was a very like because I was just like, well, I'm probably dying to special moves anyway, so it's like let's just commit to it and just like guarantee that the at least I'll get all the boosts, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't think
he needed
you don't
all the
think
boosts.
you go.
I was just quipping that he needed all the boosts, and then he ended up
Damn.
doing less than half to one guy. So
Yeah, but I bet Adrian knew about like Vacuum Wave. He was probably like, dude, there was a Venezuelan region in 2018 where someone ran
Yeah.
Vacuum Wave and got second place.
Probably. It's the reason it got second. Let's just say.
The old Russo stats, Well, so I guess congrats to Spencer on closing off the season on a dub. Congrats to both of you on making playoffs, and wish both of you luck. But I think we're gonna wind down here. I think we're ready to
Yeah.
to kind of close things up.
Before we close everything down here, me and Spencer just want to give everyone a big thank you for watching these every week and helping to play and commentate, and Joe for the streams as well. Everybody, really appreciate it.
Yeah, couldn't do it without commentators and players. So I'm happy everyone has had fun and participated, and we're hoping we'll have an announcement soon if we're going to do any postseason action. So just stay tuned to ESPN, and you may see some more SBL content this season.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. See you, everyone.